today's not a full talk. It's just a quick one. It's just to introduce our series. And then we have a video that we're going to watch from Eric Mason on identity. It's really, really good. We've played it a couple times before. I love it. I think it's really important. So today, our really short intro, I just entitled it, The War for Your Identity. So, how many of you guys are in social studies? Yeah? Do you guys cover any of the wars? Huh? Next semester? Do you cover wars in social studies? Yeah. So, like, what is it interesting? No? It's very interesting, right? Have you ever wondered what causes wars? People. Okay. The surface answer is people. But why? Politics? Yeah, politics is one. Oil? Oh, yes. Economics. Resources. Okay, would you guys say that most wars are fought over something of value? Yeah? No? So there's been lots of wars. So which war isn't fought over some sort of value issue? Can you think of one? Tea? Oh, I'm sure there was, yeah. But that's because tea would be what? Valuable. Right? Come on, give me a war. I'll tell you what, yeah. That the value there is food and exercise. Two values. And they're in competition with one another. The what? What is that? Yeah, I'm just like, I haven't heard of that war. You made it up. You're trying to trick me. All right. Battle. Okay, so are you guys with me? That if there's a war, it's because they're fighting over something of value, right? Okay, you guys get small group time in a few minutes, all right? All right. So here's what's happening in a different realm that we can't see, but is actually really close to us. There's actually a war, not just for your identity, for your soul. And the reason is because of how valuable you are. You may not think you're valuable. You might have some issues with thinking about how much worth you actually have or how much value you have. If you are there, and lots of us are, then keep coming, because we're gonna talk about that a lot over the next few weeks. Because you are incredibly valuable. Your life matters. And over the next few weeks, we're going to explore why it matters, why you are actually valuable, even if you don't feel valuable. And I think we're going to have fun doing it. We've done this series a number of times, and I think it's super interesting because we're going to talk about identity. So this is some of the questions that you may have asked yourself, you may not have, but now you are about to, okay? So how do you discover who you are? Like, how do you figure that out? Right? Does your parents tell you, this is who you are? Is that your identity? Does the government? Do teachers? Yeah, so partly yes. There's a lot of different voices out there trying to tell you who you are. Our culture does. Movies do. Music does. Identity is a main theme all over the place. And so we're going to explore some of those themes. Some of them are quite destructive, and some of them are pretty good. So we're gonna delve into those. But here's the big thing. What does God have to say about your identity? Because I think that's really important. Because if God created you, if he's the one that put you together, in fact, if he's the one who made all of this, then just logically, he would be the one who would know who you really are. And then we're going to explore what our society or our culture, what do they say about finding your identity and how to find it. And we're going to talk about why knowing, believing, and living out of your true identity is so important. So, we're going to answer. I guess that wasn't a question. The way I said it, it's a question on the screen, though. Why is knowing, believing, and living out of your true identity so important? And the last part is the hardest, because we know stuff, and often we say we believe stuff. We may wrestle with it, that's okay. But what we really struggle with is, what does that actually look like in my life to live it out? Like, okay, so this is my identity, then how does this work? What does it look like in my everyday life? So those are kind of some of the things we're going to go through. So how do I discover my identity? And we're going to hit a lot of these themes and more. Is it how you feel? Is it how you feel about yourself? Is it how other people see you or feel about you? Is it about your desires? In our culture, this is a big one in our culture. Your deepest desire becomes who you really are. How about your skills and talents, gifts, right? What you're good at. Or maybe on the flip side of it, what you're really bad at. Does that define you? Is that who you are? How about how others perceive you or how they see you? The labels maybe that have been put on you. And sometimes from our parents, they're just maybe trying to do something good, but a label sticks to us and becomes our identity. We'll explore that more, because you're like, what? How about image? Like, have you ever wondered, so why do I want to be liked? Why do I want to be popular? Why do I want, you fill in the blank. Like, where does that come from? Okay, there you go. Some people do. Right? And so, like, why? And why is appearance so important to us? And does God think appearance matters? How about mistakes and success? We can define ourselves by mistakes for sure. Especially our big mistakes, yeah, we want to learn from them as much as possible. But a lot of our mistakes become labels for us, and we wear them. And we're going to talk about that. How about your level of smartitude? Intelligence. That's why it's in... Right? Yeah, there we go. Well, it probably wasn't on the screen yet, so... Yeah, are your intelligence, like... if you get a poor mark, does that define you? Or if you're like 100% A student, is that who you are? Does that define you? What happens when you don't get 100 then? How about status? Or what culture you come from, ethnicity, nationality, or gender? How about your economic status? Ooh, fancy word for, are you rich or poor? Or if you think you're one of these things. Or how about expectations? Expectations play a big part in this. And so that's lots of questions. This is one of the most important things I think that you can do, is actually discover who you really are. Right? And as teenagers, like that, those questions are just starting to come into your mind. Like, who am I really? And maybe it's just like, why am I here? Like, what purpose? Well, glad you asked, because we're going to answer those questions in this series. And so, last few questions. You guys are tired of questions. So, who gets to decide who you are? That's the ultimate question that we're going to answer throughout this whole series. And then this particular question is for you. Who are you going to believe? There's a lot of narratives of stories, right? That our culture is living out of and preaching. And we're going to talk about some of those narratives, and we're going to look kind of at ourselves and go like, am I living out of one of these narratives? Does God tell a different narrative? Am I living in a different narrative than I think I am? The grade 7s are like, what? And here it is. This is why we do this series. There is a better way to figure out who you are. And ultimately, It's what God has to say about you in particular and about us as humans, as people.